A Stoic's Guide to Knowing Yourself. 8 Transformative Techniques for the Digital Age. Who are you? Really? Hey there, listener. Have you ever paused to ponder? Who are you truly, at your core? Not the polished version you present on social media, not the persona your friends or family see, nor even the self you perceive amidst the whirlwind of daily life. I'm talking about the real you, your essence, your untapped potential, the person you could become if you stripped away the layers of doubt, ingrained habits, and relentless distractions. This question, as old as humanity itself, echoes the ancient Stoic maxim, "Know thyself." Philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca wrestled with this idea centuries ago, seeking to understand their true selves in a world far simpler than ours. Yet today, in our hyper-connected digital age, where notifications ping endlessly, comparisons lurk on every screen, and noise drowns out introspection, answering this question feels more daunting than ever. How do we cut through the chaos to uncover our authentic selves? How do we align our lives with who we're meant to be? Stay with me because we're about to explore 8 transformative Stoic techniques, plus a powerful bonus tip, to help you discover who you are and unlock the boundless possibilities within you. These aren't just dusty philosophical musings, they're practical, actionable tools rooted in Stoic wisdom, designed to bring clarity, purpose, and authenticity to your life. Let's embark on this journey together, step by step, to peel back the layers and reveal a more self-aware, empowered version of you. First, embrace self-reflection. The Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, emphasized daily introspection. Set aside time each evening to ask, what did I do well today? Where did I fall short? What can I improve? This practice, inspired by Marcus's meditations, helps you observe your actions without judgment, revealing patterns that shape who you are and who you're becoming. It's like holding a mirror to your soul, uncomfortable at first, but profoundly clarifying. Second, practice negative visualization. Seneca advocated imagining worst-case scenarios, not to dwell on fear, but to appreciate what you have and prepare for challenges. Picture losing what you value most, your job, relationships, or health. This exercise sharpens your perspective, helping you identify what truly matters and aligning your life with those priorities. It's a reminder that your core self endures beyond external circumstances. Third, focus on what you can control. Epictetus taught that we control only our thoughts, actions, and reactions, nothing else. By letting go of external validation or unpredictable outcomes, you anchor yourself in your own agency. This clarity reveals your values and strengths, as you define yourself not by what happens to you, but by how you respond. Fourth, cultivate gratitude. The Stoics viewed gratitude as a grounding force. Each day, list 3 things you're thankful for, no matter how small. This shifts your focus from what you lack to what enriches your life, fostering a deeper connection to your authentic self, one that finds joy in the present moment. Fifth, embrace discomfort. Stoics like Musonius Rufus believed voluntary hardship builds character. Try fasting, taking cold showers, or tackling a challenging task. These acts reveal your resilience and strip away superficial desires, helping you connect with your inner strength and priorities. Sixth, practice amor fati, love of fate. Nietzsche, inspired by Stoicism, urged embracing every moment, even the painful ones, as necessary for your growth. Accepting life's highs and lows without resistance helps you uncover a self that thrives in any circumstance, rooted in resilience and purpose. Seventh, seek virtuous role models. The Stoics studied figures like Socrates to guide their actions. Identify people, historical or personal, whose integrity inspires you. Ask, what would they do in my situation? This practice aligns your choices with your highest self, revealing who you aspire to be. Eighth, simplify your life. Seneca warned against chasing fleeting pleasures or material excess. Audit your commitments, possessions, and digital habits. Eliminate what doesn't serve your core values. This decluttering creates space for self-discovery, letting your true priorities shine through. Finally, the bonus tip. Journal with intention. Write not just to vent, but to explore your thoughts and values. Ask, what do I stand for? What legacy do I want to leave? This practice, rooted in stoic self-examination, crystallizes your identity over time. By weaving these techniques into your life, you will cut through the noise of the modern world and uncover a self that is authentic, purposeful, and limitless. Start small, be consistent, and watch as the real you emerges, stronger, clearer, and ready to live with intention. Step outside yourself. Picture this. You're watching a movie, and the main character is you. Sounds unusual, doesn't it? But what if you could step outside your own mind, your own swirling emotions, and observe yourself as you would a stranger on the screen? This is the first Stoic technique for self-discovery, and it's a powerful tool for gaining clarity about who you are. The Stoics, particularly the wise Seneca, believed we often get too entangled in our feelings, anger, frustration, excitement, or joy, to see ourselves clearly. We're swept away by the intensity of the moment, reacting impulsively without pausing to reflect. In doing so, we lose sight of what's really driving our actions and emotions. This technique, rooted in Stoic philosophy, invites you to become an impartial observer of your own life, offering a path to deeper self-awareness and intentional living. So, how do you put this into practice? The next time a strong emotion surges, perhaps you were fuming because someone cut you off in traffic or you anxious about a looming deadline, pause. Take a mental step back and imagine you're a scientist conducting an experiment with yourself as the subject. Ask questions like, why am I feeling this way? What's triggering this reaction? What's happening in my body and mind right now? Don't judge yourself or try to suppress the emotion. Simply observe. Notice physical sensations. Maybe your jaw is clenching, your heart rate is climbing, or your hands are fidgeting. Pay attention to your thoughts. Are they racing with what you wish you could say or spiraling into worst-case scenarios? By adopting this detached perspective, you're not dismissing your feelings. You're studying them from a distance, as if you're analyzing a character in a story. This practice isn't about becoming cold or emotionally distant. Instead, it's about cultivating clarity and understanding. When you observe yourself objectively, you start to uncover patterns in your behavior, habits you might not have noticed before. Perhaps you realize you snap at others when you're stressed, or you avoid difficult tasks when you feel overwhelmed. These insights are like pieces of a puzzle, revealing the contours of your inner world. By seeing these tendencies without the cloud of emotional baggage, you gain the power to choose how you respond rather than being carried away by reflex. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see the obstacles that have been tripping you up and navigate around them with greater ease. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, famously said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This wisdom rings true today. How often do we amplify our struggles in our minds, letting anger fester or worries spiral out of control? By practicing self-observation, you cut through this mental noise. You begin to distinguish between what's real and what's a product of your imagination, allowing you to respond to life's challenges with greater calm and intention. For example, that moment of road rage might reveal not just irritation at another driver, but a deeper stress about being late or feeling out of control. Recognizing this can shift your focus from reacting to addressing the root cause. To make this technique a habit, start small. Choose one moment each day to pause and observe yourself, whether it's during a heated conversation or a quiet moment of reflection. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, helping you build a clearer picture of your values, triggers, and aspirations. You'll uncover not just who you are, but who you can become. A person who lives with purpose, resilience, and authenticity. So, the next time you're caught in the heat of a moment, step outside yourself. Watch, learn. You'll be amazed at the insights you gain and the peace that follows. Embrace every part of you. Let's get real for a moment. When you look in the mirror, what do you truly see? Not just the surface, your face, your features, but the you beneath it all. The strengths that make you shine, the flaws you try to ignore, the qualities you cherish, and the ones you'd rather keep hidden. It is human nature to zoom in on what's wrong, a mistake you can let go of, a trait you wish you could change, or a moment you're not proud of. We're often our own harshest critics, quick to judge ourselves while overlooking what makes us unique. But here's a timeless Stoic truth. Real growth begins when you accept all of yourself, the good, the bad, and even the parts you'd call ugly. This isn't about glossing over imperfections or pretending everything's perfect. It's about radical honesty, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy that paves the way for transformation. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher-emperor, captured this idea beautifully. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. This wisdom extends to yourself. Accepting you, the entire package, with all its contradictions and complexities, is an act of courage. Your impatience, your generosity, your stubbornness, your creativity, your moments of doubt, and your bursts of brilliance, they all weave together to form who you are. Denying any part of yourself is like rejecting pieces of a puzzle. You can't see the full picture until you embrace every piece. This kind of self-acceptance doesn't mean you stop striving for better. It means starting from a place of truth, where growth becomes possible. Here is a practical challenge to bring this Stoic principle to life. Grab a piece of paper and write down 5 things you love about yourself and 5 things you struggle with. Be unflinchingly honest, and don't shy away from the hard stuff. Maybe you're an incredible listener who makes others feel heard, but you struggle to say no, leaving yourself overstretched. Perhaps you are fiercely loyal to those you care about, but quick to judge others before giving them a chance. Don't approach this list as a report card to judge yourself against. Think of it as a map of who you are right now. Your strengths are your tools, qualities you can lean into to navigate life's challenges. Your weaknesses? They're not failures. They're areas ripe for growth, opportunities to evolve into a better version of yourself. When you embrace every part of yourself, something transformative happens. You stop waging an internal war against who you are and start working with your unique makeup. It's like building a house. You don't tear down the foundation because it's imperfect. You strengthen it and build upward. Self-acceptance doesn't mean settling for less. It means acknowledging where you stand so you can chart a path forward. For example, if you recognize your impatience, you might ask, how can I cultivate more calm in stressful moments? If you see your creativity as a strength, you might explore, how can I use this to solve problems or inspire others? This honest self-assessment becomes the spark for meaningful change, grounding you in clarity and purpose. The Stoics believed that living in alignment with your true nature is the key to a fulfilling life. By accepting your strengths and struggles, you create a foundation for intentional growth. You stop hiding from yourself and start harnessing your potential. This process isn't always comfortable. Facing your flaws takes courage, but it's liberating. You begin to see that every part of you, even the messy bits, has a role to play in your journey. So, take that step today. Embrace all of who you are, not just the parts you like. It's the only way to unlock the best, most authentic version of yourself, ready to live with purpose and resilience. Push your limits, one small step at a time. Now that you're beginning to see yourself with clarity and embrace who you are, strengths, flaws, and all, it's time to ask, what's next? The Stoics believe that true growth comes from challenging yourself, from deliberately stepping just beyond the edges of your comfort zone. But here is the crucial insight. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight or conquer a mountain in a single leap. Transformation, according to Stoic philosophy, is about steady, intentional progress. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic thinkers, put it perfectly, no great thing is created suddenly. Think about that for a moment. A marathon runner doesn't start by tackling 26 miles on day one. They begin with a single lap around the track. A towering oak doesn't spring up overnight. It starts as a tiny acorn, growing slowly but surely with time and care. The same principle applies to your personal growth. Small, consistent steps lead to extraordinary change. So, where do you begin? Start by identifying one area of your life you'd like to improve. It doesn't have to be grand or life-altering. Maybe you want to cultivate more patience in your interactions, improve your physical fitness, or learn a new skill like cooking or coding. The key is to choose something specific and achievable. For example, if patience is your goal, try this simple exercise. In your next conversation, pause for an extra beat before responding. Focus on truly listening instead of planning your reply. If fitness is your focus, commit to a 10-minute walk each day. No gym, no fancy equipment, just a small, manageable action. If you're aiming to learn something new, dedicate 5 minutes a day to practicing a single skill, like strumming a guitar chord or memorizing a new phrase in a foreign language. These steps might seem insignificant at first, but they're like seeds planted in fertile soil. With consistent effort, they take root and grow into something remarkable. Why does this approach work? Small challenges create momentum. Each time you complete a modest goal, like choosing to read one page of a book instead of scrolling mindlessly on your phone, you ignite a spark of confidence. That spark fuels your motivation to take the next step and then the next. The Stoics understood that growth is a process, not a race. Each tiny victory is a building block, reinforcing your belief in your ability to change. Before long, that one page a night turns into finishing entire books. That 10-minute walk evolves into a running habit or a stronger, healthier body. By focusing on small, intentional actions, you are not just chasing a distant goal. You are building a habit of progress that reshapes who you are over time. The beauty of this Stoic approach lies in its simplicity and sustainability. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or a burst of motivation to start. You don't need to overhaul your entire routine or make drastic changes. Instead, you harness the power of consistency. Celebrate those small wins. They're tangible proof that you're moving forward even if the progress feels slow. The Stoics valued discipline over fleeting inspiration, knowing that lasting change comes from showing up day after day, even in the smallest ways. A single mindful pause in a conversation, a short walk, or a moment of focused learning might not seem like much in isolation, but together, these efforts compound into profound transformation. So here's your challenge. Today, pick one small, specific goal that aligns with the person you want to become. Write it down, make a clear plan, and commit to taking that first step. Maybe it's swapping one coffee break for a brief meditation, or choosing to write a single sentence in a journal each night. Whatever it is, make it manageable and meaningful. Your potential isn't some far-off destination. It's built brick by brick through these small, intentional choices. Start now, and let each step carry you closer to the best version of yourself, one deliberate action at a time. Measure yourself against yesterday. Let's talk about comparison, that sneaky habit that creeps in when you least expect it. We've all been there, scrolling through social media, eyes locked on someone's carefully curated highlight reel, and suddenly, a wave of self-doubt washes over you. Their tropical vacation looks picture-perfect. Their career seems to be skyrocketing. Their life appears flawless. In that moment, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind, like you're not measuring up. But the Stoics offer a powerful antidote to this toxic cycle. Stop comparing yourself to others. The only person you should measure yourself against is who you were yesterday. This simple shift in perspective, rooted in Stoic philosophy, redirects your focus to what truly matters: your own growth, your own journey, your own potential. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor whose wisdom still resonates centuries later, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is the heart of the Stoic approach to comparison. Other people's lives, their successes, their struggles, their Instagram-worthy moments are not your yardstick. Their paths are shaped by circumstances, choices, and challenges that are entirely separate from your own. Your story, on the other hand, is uniquely yours. It's defined by how you've grown, what you've learned, and the direction you're heading. When you measure yourself against others, you're chasing shadows, external markers that have little to do with your inner progress. But when you focus on being a better version of yourself each day, you take control of your own narrative. Here is a practical way to put this Stoic principle into action. At the end of each day, carve out 5 minutes for reflection. Ask yourself a simple question. What did I do today that was better than yesterday? Maybe you stayed calm during a stressful moment at work, resisting the urge to snap. Perhaps you chose a healthy snack instead of reaching for junk food, or you listened more attentively to a friend instead of zoning out. These moments don't need to be monumental. They just need to reflect progress. Write them down, whether in a dedicated journal, a note on your phone, or even a scrap of paper. Over time, these small entries become a powerful record of your evolution, a tangible map of how far you've come. You'll start to notice patterns, the ways you're becoming more patient, more disciplined, more aligned with the person you want to be. This practice isn't about ignoring the world around you or pretending others' achievements don't exist. It's about redirecting your energy toward what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and growth. The Stoics taught that external events, like other people's successes, are beyond your influence. But your own choices, those are entirely yours. By focusing on your personal progress, you free yourself from the trap of comparison. You stop chasing someone else's definition of success and start crafting your own. You begin to see that every day offers a fresh opportunity to grow, a chance to be a little wiser, a little kinder, a little closer to your best self. Over time, this habit of self-comparison transforms your perspective. Instead of feeling deflated by someone else's highlight reel, you'll feel energized by your own small victories. That moment you chose to breathe deeply instead of reacting in anger, that's progress. The time you spent learning a new skill, even for just 10 minutes, that's growth. These incremental steps compound, building a life of purpose and resilience. The Stoics knew that true fulfillment comes from living in alignment with your own values, not someone else's. So, start today. Reflect on who you were yesterday, celebrate how you've grown today, and keep moving forward, one intentional step at a time. Your journey is yours alone, and that's where its power lies. Own your path. Here's where things get truly empowering. The Stoics taught that while we can control every event in our lives, be it a sudden setback, a difficult person, or an unexpected twist of fate, we always have power over how we respond. This principle lies at the heart of taking responsibility for yourself, a transformative practice that puts you in the driver's seat of your own life. It's about grabbing the steering wheel and choosing the direction you want to go, regardless of the road conditions. Epictetus, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, captured this idea perfectly. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. This mindset shifts you from being a passenger, swayed by life's ups and downs, to being the one who charts the course. Think about how often we fall into the trap of blaming external factors for our challenges. It's easy to say, "I didn't get that promotion because my boss doesn't like me," or "I'm stuck in this rut because life's unfair." We point fingers at others, at bad luck, or at tough situations, deflecting responsibility for where we are. While it might feel comforting in the moment, this habit keeps us stuck, handing over our power to circumstances beyond our control. The Stoic approach flips this narrative. When you take responsibility, when you declare, "This is my path, and I'm in charge of how I walk it," everything changes. You reclaim your agency, recognizing that your choices, attitude, and actions shape your life far more than external events ever could. So, how do you start? Begin small, with one area of your life where you've been pointing fingers. Maybe it's a strained relationship, a goal you've procrastinated on, or a situation at work that's gone off track. Pause and ask yourself, what can I do differently here? Be specific. If a work project is faltering, instead of blaming your team's lack of effort, consider one actionable step you can take to move things forward. Perhaps initiating a constructive conversation, clarifying expectations, or double-checking your own contributions for accuracy. If a friendship feels distant, reflect on whether you could reach out with a kind gesture or listen more openly. This isn't about being harsh on yourself or taking on undue blame. It's about recognizing your power to influence outcomes, even in small ways. It's about shifting from victimhood to ownership. Taking responsibility is like stepping into the driver's seat of your life. It is not always comfortable. Owning your choices means facing your mistakes and limitations head-on, but it is profoundly liberating. When you embrace this mindset, challenges transform from insurmountable roadblocks into opportunities for growth. A missed opportunity becomes a chance to refine your skills. A conflict becomes an invitation to practice patience or clear communication. The Stoics believed that by focusing on what's within your control, your thoughts, actions, and reactions, you cultivate resilience and self-respect. Each time you choose to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, you build a stronger sense of who you are and what you're capable of. The more you practice taking responsibility, the more you'll notice a ripple effect. Owning your choices not only fosters personal growth, but also earns the respect of others. People notice when you approach challenges with accountability and purpose. You become someone who doesn't just drift through life, but actively shapes it. To make this a habit, start with one small commitment today. Identify a situation where you felt stuck or frustrated and decide on one action, however small, that moves you forward. Write it down, act on it, and reflect on the result. Over time, these intentional choices compound, steering you toward a life of purpose and empowerment. So, take the wheel. Your journey is waiting, and you're the one in control. Curate your circle. Let's dive into the power of influence. Every day, our thoughts, actions, and even our aspirations are shaped by the people we interact with, the media we consume, and the environments we inhabit. It's like the air we breathe. Sometimes it's fresh and invigorating, filling us with energy and inspiration. Other times, it's heavy and toxic, weighing us down with negativity or distraction. The Stoics, particularly Seneca, understood this dynamic deeply and urged us to be deliberate about what we let into our lives. Seneca's advice is as clear as it is profound. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. This isn't just a suggestion. It's a blueprint for personal growth, a call to surround ourselves with influences that align with the person we want to become. Take a moment to reflect on your daily influences. Consider the people you spend the most time with, your friends, family, colleagues. Think about the media you engage with, the shows you binge, the social media feeds you scroll through, the music or podcast you listen to. Are these influences lifting you up, sparking joy, curiosity, or motivation? Or are they dragging you down, leaving you feeling drained, anxious, or uninspired? Maybe you have a friend who constantly complains, pulling you into a cycle of negativity. Perhaps the news alerts on your phone fuel worry rather than insight. The Stoics weren't about cutting everyone or everything out of your life. They were about intentionality. Seek out relationships and resources that challenge you to grow, that reflect your values, and that inspire you to reach for your potential. To make this practical, try this simple exercise. Grab a piece of paper and make 2 lists. First, write down the 5 people you spend the most time with, whether in person, online, or through frequent communication. Second, list the 5 sources of media you engage with most, like social media platforms, TV shows, or news outlets. Next to each, jot down whether they're helping you grow or holding you back. Be honest, but not harsh. If you notice some negative influences, don't panic or feel pressured to make drastic changes overnight. Start small. For example, If one friend's constant negativity leaves you exhausted, try spending a little less time with them and more with someone who energizes you. If your social media feed is a vortex of comparison or outrage, swap out an hour of scrolling for a podcast that excites your curiosity or a book that challenges your thinking. The Stoics believed that our influences shape not just our mood, but our character. The people we surround ourselves with, the ideas we absorb, and the environments we inhabit mold our thoughts, habits, and ultimately, our lives. Choosing positive influences is like planting a garden. You want to cultivate an environment filled with nourishment, not weeds. Seek out friends who embody the qualities you admire: resilience, kindness, ambition, and who encourage you to embody those traits too. Engage with media that sparks creativity or deepens your understanding, whether it's a thought-provoking novel, a documentary, or a conversation with someone who sees the world differently. These choices don't just influence your day, they shape the trajectory of your life. By being deliberate about your influences, you take control of your personal growth. You are not passively absorbing whatever comes your way. You are curating an environment that supports the person you want to become. This doesn't mean isolating yourself or avoiding all challenges. It means prioritizing what aligns with your values and goals. Over time, these intentional choices compound, creating a life that feels more authentic and fulfilling. So, start today. Take a look at your lists, make one small shift toward a positive influence, and watch how it ripples outward. Like a well-tended garden, your life will begin to thrive when you surround yourself with what nourishes your growth. Say yes to what counts. Our time, energy, and attention are among our most valuable resources, precious like gold, yet finite and easily squandered. How often do we say yes to things that don't truly matter? A last-minute favor that throws off our day, a meeting that could have been an email, another hour lost to mindless scrolling through apps or social media. The Stoics understood the importance of guarding these resources fiercely, urging us to be selective about where we invest them. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher-emperor, put it profoundly. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. To live fully, in the Stoic sense, means saying yes to what aligns with your purpose and having the courage to let go of the rest. It's about choosing a life of intention over one of distraction or obligation. Take a moment to reflect on your day. Are you filling it with activities that move you closer to your goals? Or are you merely staying busy? Busyness isn't the same as purposefulness. It's often just noise, a way to avoid the deeper question of what truly matters. To shift gears, adopt a simple Stoic practice. Before committing to something new, whether it's a project, an event, or even a casual hangout, pause and ask yourself, does this matter to me? Does it align with what I'm working toward? If the answer is a clear no, it's okay to politely decline. If it's a maybe, weigh it carefully, considering how it fits into your broader priorities. This isn't about being selfish or shutting out the world. It's about finding balance, ensuring your time and energy are spent on what enriches your life rather than depletes it. For example, if you're focused on growing your career, saying yes to a networking event or a skill-building workshop might be worth your time, but agreeing to binge-watch a show you're indifferent about might not. If health is your priority, committing to a workout class or a meal prep session could take precedence, while a late-night party that leaves you exhausted might be a pass. This approach is about choosing quality over quantity, intention over obligation. It's about recognizing that every yes to one thing is a no to something else, perhaps something more meaningful. By being selective, you create space for what aligns with your values, whether that's personal growth, relationships, or simply moments of rest and reflection. To make this practice actionable, start today by reviewing your schedule for the next week. Look at your commitments, work tasks, social plans, even your daily habits, and identify one thing that feels non-essential, something that doesn't serve your goals or spark joy. Consider saying no to it, Whether it's declining an invitation, rescheduling a low-priority meeting, or cutting back on time spent on distracting apps. Then, redirect that reclaimed time to something that lights you up. A hobby you've neglected, a step toward a long-term goal, or even a quiet moment to recharge. This small act of prioritization is like clearing clutter from your life. It creates space for what truly makes you feel alive and purposeful. The Stoics knew that a meaningful life is built through deliberate choices. By guarding your time and energy, you're not just saying no to distractions. You're saying yes to your potential. This practice takes discipline, especially in a world that constantly demands our attention, but it's worth it. Each time you choose what aligns with your purpose, you strengthen your ability to live intentionally. Over time, these choices shape a life that feels authentic and fulfilling, one where your energy flows toward what matters most. So, take a step today. Clear the clutter, prioritize what fuels you, and watch how your life begins to transform, one intentional choice at a time. Lift others up. There is something profoundly beautiful about the journey of self-discovery. It is not just about you. The Stoics understood that true personal growth extends beyond the individual, manifesting in how you touch the lives of those around you. Seneca, with his timeless wisdom, captured this idea perfectly. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. This principle is powerful because it ties your inner work, observing yourself, accepting who you are, and striving to grow, to the impact you have on the world. As you cultivate clarity, resilience, and purpose through Stoic practices, you create a ripple effect, spreading positivity and support to others. This outward focus doesn't just enhance the lives of those around you, it deepens your own growth, anchoring you in a life of meaning and connection. You don't need to launch a charity or perform grand, heroic gestures to make a difference. The Stoics valued the small, intentional acts of kindness that ripple outward in meaningful ways. It's about the everyday moments, listening attentively when a friend needs to vent, offering a thoughtful piece of advice that helped you through a tough time, or even sharing a genuine smile with a stranger. These seemingly small actions carry weight. For example, you might notice a coworker struggling with a project and offer to brainstorm solutions together. Or perhaps you encourage a friend who is grappling with self-doubt by sharing a lesson from your own Stoic journey, like how you learn to pause and reflect before reacting. These acts of kindness don't just lift others up. They reinforce the values you're working to embody, strengthening your character in the process. To bring this practice to life, take a moment to think about someone in your life who could use a boost. It could be a family member, a friend, a colleague, or even someone you've only met in passing. Ask yourself, what is one thing I could do today to make their day better? The answer doesn't need to be elaborate. It might be sending a quick text to check in on someone you haven't spoken to in a while, offering a sincere compliment on a coworker's hard work, or sharing a Stoic insight that's helped you stay grounded, like the power of focusing only on what you can control. These small gestures create moments of connection and support, reminding others that they're seen and valued. At the same time, they reflect your growth, showing you how far you've come in living with intention and empathy. The beauty of this Stoic practice lies in its mutual benefit. When you extend kindness, you're not just giving, you're growing. Each act of support reinforces the qualities you're cultivating, like patience, generosity, and resilience. It's a feedback loop. As you work on yourself, you become better equipped to uplift others, and in uplifting others, you deepen your own sense of purpose. The Stoics believed that living virtuously, acting with wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, benefits both the individual and the community. By choosing to impact others positively, you're living out those virtues, aligning your actions with the person you aspire to be. To make this a habit, start small and intentional. Today, identify one person who could use a bit of kindness and decide on one specific action to take. Write it down if it helps, and follow through. Maybe it's a heartfelt thank you to someone who's supported you, or a moment of patience with a family member who's been testing your nerves. Over time, these small acts become second nature, weaving kindness into the fabric of your life. You'll find that lifting others up doesn't diminish you. It amplifies your growth, making you feel more alive, connected, and aligned with your values. So, embrace this opportunity. Create those ripples of kindness and watch how they transform not just others, but you. The power of journaling. We've explored 8 powerful Stoic techniques to guide you towards self-discovery and growth, but there's one final practice, a bonus that weaves them all together into a transformative habit. Did you know that Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, was essentially a dedicated journaler? His renowned Meditations, a cornerstone of Stoic thought, wasn't written for public acclaim. It was his private notebook, a space where he grappled with his thoughts, reflected on his actions, and recommitted to his principles. This practice of journaling is a profound tool you can adopt to deepen every step of your Stoic journey, from self-observation to impacting others. It's a way to anchor yourself in clarity, intention, and purpose, making sense of your inner world and charting the path to who you want to become. To start, all you need is a notebook, a note-taking app, or even a scrap of paper. Nothing fancy. At the end of each day, carve out a few minutes to write. Don't worry about making it poetic, polished, or profound. The goal is raw, honest reflection. Write about what you observed about yourself today. Maybe a moment you caught yourself reacting impulsively and pause to reflect. Note what you've accepted about yourself, whether it's a strength you leaned into or a flaw you're working to improve. Reflect on a small challenge you tackled, a moment you took responsibility for your choices, or a kind act you extended to someone else. Ask yourself guiding questions. What did I learn today? How did I grow? What's one step I can take tomorrow to align with my values? These prompts tie directly to the Stoic practices we've explored, helping you integrate them into your life. Journaling is like holding a conversation with yourself, a safe space to process your thoughts without judgment. It's a mirror for your mind, revealing patterns you might otherwise miss. Over time, you'll notice recurring themes. Perhaps you re more patient than you were a month ago, or you're still struggling to say no to distractions. These insights are gold. They show you where you're thriving and where you can focus your efforts. Seneca, another Stoic luminary, wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." Journaling roots you in the present, helping you savor your progress and approach each day with clarity. It's a practice that not only captures your growth, but also amplifies it, giving you a tangible record of your evolving self. The beauty of journaling lies in its simplicity and flexibility. You don't need to write pages. 5 minutes is enough to start. If you're stuck, try reflecting on a specific Stoic practice. For example, write about a moment you compared yourself only to your past self, or a time you chose a positive influence over a draining one. You might jot down a small win, like staying calm during a stressful moment, or an act of kindness, like encouraging a friend. These entries become a roadmap of your journey, showing you how far you've come and guiding your next steps. They also serve as a reminder to stay intentional, keeping you grounded in your values even when life gets chaotic. To make journaling a habit, start small and keep it consistent. Set a specific time, perhaps right before bed, and make it a ritual. If daily feels daunting, aim for a few times a week. The key is to show up, even if it's just a sentence or two. Over time, this practice becomes a powerful tool for self-discovery, helping you integrate the Stoic principles of clarity, responsibility, and kindness into your life. It's a way to honor your growth and stay connected to your purpose. So grab that notebook today. Write down one thought, one lesson, one moment. Your journey is unfolding, and journaling will help you see it and shape it with intention. Your journey starts now. Here we are, at the culmination of our Stoic journey, at least for now. We've delved into 8 transformative techniques, plus a powerful bonus practice, each designed to help you uncover the truest version of yourself. From observing your actions as if you were a stranger to embracing every facet of who you are, from taking small intentional steps to grow to comparing yourself only to your past self, from owning your choices to curating influences that uplift you, from prioritizing what truly matters to lifting others up, and finally, to journaling as a way to anchor your insights. These aren't just philosophical musings. They're practical tools rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom, crafted to help you build a life that's authentic, purposeful, and aligned with your deepest values. Together, they form a roadmap for self-discovery, guiding you toward a clearer understanding of who you are and who you can become. Each of these techniques offers a unique lens through which to view yourself and your life. Maybe one resonates with you more than the others. Perhaps it's the idea of stepping outside your emotions to observe yourself with clarity, gaining insight into your patterns and triggers. Or maybe it's the empowering act of saying yes to what aligns with your purpose, letting go of distractions that clutter your days. It could be the quiet strength of journaling, where you capture your growth in your own words, or the ripple effect of kindness, where uplifting others reinforces your own progress. Whichever speaks to you, the beauty of these practices lies in their accessibility. You don't need to overhaul your life or have all the answers. You just need to take one small step today. Try one technique, even for 5 minutes. Write down a reflection, pause before reacting, or extend a kind gesture. Notice how it feels and let that spark guide your next step. This journey of self-discovery is deeply personal, but it's also universal. The Stoics, from Marcus Aurelius to Seneca to Epictetus, wrestled with the same questions we face. How do we live well? How do we become our best selves? Their teachings remind us that growth is a process, not a destination. It's built through small, consistent choices, moments of reflection, acts of courage, and decisions to align with what matters most. So, pick one practice that calls to you. Maybe it's jotting down 3 things you did better today than yesterday, or saying no to a commitment that doesn't serve your goals. Make it simple, make it yours, and commit to it with intention. Write it down, reflect on the experience, and see where it leads. Each step, no matter how small, is a move toward a life that feels more authentic, more grounded, more you. As you move forward, consider this. Your journey doesn't end here. It's just beginning. The Stoic path is one of continuous exploration, a lifelong commitment to knowing yourself and living with purpose. If these ideas have sparked something in you, share it with others. In the spirit of connection, leave a comment below. Perhaps simply say, "I'm in search of wisdom." Let's keep this conversation alive, exploring these ancient teachings together, finding new ways to grow, connect, and thrive. The Stoics believed that a virtuous life benefits not just the individual, but the world around them. By embracing these practices, you are not only shaping your own path, but also inspiring those around you to do the same. So, take a moment now to reflect. Which of these techniques resonates most with you? What's one small action you can take today to start living more intentionally? This is your journey, unfolding in real time. Keep asking yourself the question at the heart of it all: who are you really? And what's the next step toward becoming your best self? The answers are within you. Start today, and let each step illuminate the path ahead.